I received a simple message on Facebook and it changed my whole life. I was living in Kumasi at the time and my life was hard. My job was not paying me well. The owner would sometimes shout at me in front of customers. The money I got at the end of the month was barely enough for food and rent. My 3-year-old daughter was staying with my mother in my hometown because I could not afford to keep her with me. Her school fees for the next term were coming soon, and I had no idea where the money would come from. My boyfriend had also lost his driver's job months ago, so we were both just struggling. All I wanted was a simple, decent job. The message came from a woman called Eunice. She said she saw my profile and thought I was a hardworking young woman. A company was looking for cleaners for new houses in Accra. The pay was very good, 1,800 cedis a month. My whole body shook when I saw the amount. They were also offering accommodation and food. It sounded too good to be true. But Eunice was very professional. She sent me a nice company flyer with a logo and an email address. She even gave me a number to call their HR manager for an interview. I called the number with a shaking hand. A man with a calm voice answered. He asked me a few simple questions. Are you clean? Are you strong? Are you ready to work in Accra? I said yes to everything. Then he said the words that made me feel relieved. Your interview is successful. Just pack your clothes and bring your ID card. Don't worry about anything else. We will provide your uniform, soap, everything. We will even send someone to pick you from the bus station in Accra. I thanked him over and over again. I thought my prayers had finally been answered. That night, I told my boyfriend about the job. He was happy, but he also looked worried. Accra is far away, he said, and you don't know these people. I showed him the flyer on my phone. It looked real. I told him about the salary. His eyes got big. Wow, 1,800 cedis. That is a miracle, he said. But we both knew miracles are rare. The next day, my best friend, let's call her Akos, came to visit. I told her everything, my voice full of excitement. But she took my phone and said, let me check this company online. She searched for a long time. Her face became serious. She said, I can't find this company anywhere. The name on the flyer doesn't show anything. This is not adding up. My heart sank. But then I thought about my daughter's school fees. I thought about my unpaid rent. I couldn't afford to miss this miracle. Against the feeling in my stomach telling me it was a bad idea, I decided to go. I packed a small bag with 2 dresses and my underwear. I put my ID card in a small purse. I was ready. Just as I was leaving, my phone beeped. It was a text from Akos. It read, please be careful. I have searched again. I can't find this company anywhere. I should have listened to her, but I didn't. I didn't know I was walking into a real nightmare. The bus from Kumasi to Accra was full. I found a seat by the window and held my bag tightly on my lap. My mind was not at peace. Not long after the bus started moving, my phone rang. It was Eunice. Hello, my sister. Have you left? She asked, her voice sweet like sugar. I told her yes. She said, good. I will call you to check on you. The journey is long. And she did. She called me almost every hour. Where are you now? Okay, don't talk to anyone at the station. No. Accra is full of thieves and bad people. We don't want you to have any problems. At first, I thought she was just being caring. But after the 4th call, her sweet voice started to feel heavy. It felt like she was watching me, making sure I was coming. After a few hours, the bus finally arrived at the station in Accra. I stood in one place, looking around for the person who was supposed to pick me up. No one came. I called Eunice. I am here, I said. Don't worry, she replied. Our driver is coming. Just wait. I waited for 30 minutes. My phone battery was getting low. Just then, a black car with tinted windows pulled up in front of me. The driver, a big man, rolled down the window. He simply waved his hand and said, get in, Eunice sends me. The drive was long. We left the busy parts of Accra and entered areas with fewer buildings. We passed many trees and small villages. I asked the driver, where is the office? He just said, you will see. He did not talk again. We finally stopped in front of a big lonely house with a high fence and a big iron gate. It didn't look like an office. It looked like someone's house far from town. The driver honked and the gate was opened from inside. He drove in and I heard the gate lock behind us. My stomach tightened. He pointed to the house. Go inside. That is the staff quarters. I walked into the sitting room. There were 4 other young women there, sitting on old chairs. We greeted each other quietly. One girl from the Volta region said, you are new. I said yes. She moved closer to me and whispered, my sister, just do what they say. Oh. Don't ask too many questions. I was about to ask why, but she shook her head quickly. They don't like that here. Welcome back to my channel, babe, and I hope you are doing great today. If you are new here, I'm Vera, but you can call me V. And I share real life stories that will shock you, inspire you, break your heart, and sometimes make you laugh. So if this is something you love, please subscribe and like this video. And don't forget to turn on the notifications so that when I post, you'll be notified immediately. Today's shout out goes to Pinecone Smiley 718, Awuju Yigbe Esther, and Phoebe Opari. They were the first people to comment on my last video. Thank you so much for the support, babe. You know I love you. And now without any further delay, let's continue the story. Later that evening, a tall, stern woman with a sharp voice came into the room. She told us her name was Auntie Jane. She said she was our supervisor. She gathered us and started giving the company rules. Number 1, she said, during your training, no phones. We need your full attention. You will give them to me for safekeeping. Number 2, no one leaves this compound without my permission. Number 3, obedience is everything here. If you are obedient, you'll be promoted quickly. Then she held out her hand. Now give me your Ghana cards and phones for registration. You will get them back after training. One by one, the girls handed over their phones and IDs. My hand was shaking as I gave her mine. It felt like I was giving away my freedom. That night, as we all slept on mattresses on the floor in one room, I couldn't sleep. The next morning, a white van arrived. Auntie Jane pointed at 2 of the girls. You 2 get in the van. You have your first job. The 2 girls looked nervous, but they went. They left in the morning and did not return until late in the night. When they came back, they were different. They were silent and their eyes looked empty. They went straight to the corner and sat down, not talking to anyone. I went to one of them, Grace, to ask if she was okay. That is when I saw it, dark bruises on her arm, like someone had held her very tightly. What happened? I whispered. Did the cleaning work go bad? She looked at me with scared eyes and shook her head. We cleaned a house, was all she said, but her eyes were telling a different story. The next morning, Auntie Jane came for morning roll call. She called Grace's name. No one answered. I looked around. Grace was not there. Her mattress was empty. Her small bag was gone. It was as if she had never been there. Auntie Jane just moved to the next name. No one said anything. No one asked, where is Grace? I sat there, my blood running cold. What was going on? I was now very afraid. I started talking to a quiet girl named Mansa. She told me she had been in the house for 2 weeks. What are we really doing here? I asked her one night. She sighed. We are just waiting to be chosen, she whispered. Chosen for what? I asked. She looked around to make sure no one was listening. They take the prettier ones first. They say it is for special cleaning jobs in big hotels. The pay is more. But Mansa didn't look happy. She looked scared. The strange thing was, when I first met Mansa, she was excited to be there. The next day, I felt brave. I went to the guard at the gate, a man who always looked angry. Please, sir, I said, I need my phone to call my family. They will be worried. He stared at me for a long time. Then he shouted, did Auntie Jane give you permission? Go back to your room before I lock you inside. I ran back. my heart pounding. A few days later, we had another training session in the living room. Auntie Jane was talking about how to polish floors. I asked if I could use the bathroom outside. She nodded yes. As I walked back from the bathroom, I heard voices from the back of the compound. I hid behind a corner and peeked. The white van was there again. Two men were pushing two girls into the back of the van. The girls were crying. One of them was Mansa. She turned her head for a second and I saw her face. She looked so frightened and I saw a fresh cut on her cheek. This was not about cleaning houses. Something was very, very off in this place. A week later, it was my turn. Early in the morning, Auntie Jane came with two guards. She pointed at me and two other girls. You three, get ready. You have a job today. My phone and ID were still not given back to me. One of the guards saw the fear on my face and said, "Don't worry. You will receive everything at your final destination." One of the other girls, a very young one, started shaking. She was trembling so much she could barely stand. As the guards were pushing us towards the gates, the young girl suddenly stopped. A dark patch spread on the bottom of her dress. She had peed on herself out of pure fear. The guards started shouting, "Stupid girl, look what you have done. You have messed yourself up." One of the two guards got angry and dragged her away, saying he was taking her to change so she wouldn't smell in the car. That left only one guard with me and the other girl for a moment. The other girl looked at me, her eyes wide with panic. The main gate was open and wide. Then all of a sudden, she started to run for the gate. I don't even know what came over me. I didn't even think. My body just moved. I started running too. When we got out of the main gate, we ran in different directions. I heard shouting behind me. I ran through bushes, thorns cutting my legs and feet. I hid behind a big pile of rubbish near an abandoned building. My heart beating like a drum. I stayed there for what felt like hours. Then I heard footsteps. One of the guards found me. He was breathing heavily. He grabbed my arm tightly. "You foolish girl," he hissed. "Do you want to die?" I was crying. "Please, please, don't take me back." He looked at me, then around us. No one was there. He said quietly, "I can help you, but it will cost you money." I felt a little hope. "I will pay you, I promise. Once I get home, I will give you all the money I have." He shook his head. "No, I need the money now. If not, we are going back." He started to pull me. I fell to my knees. "Wait, please, I will do anything you say. Anything. Please, I beg you, don't take me back to that place." He stopped and looked me up and down. His eyes were cold. "Okay, let me do it fast. Then you can go." I was shocked. I didn't understand what he meant at first. Then I saw the look in his eyes and I understood. I felt sick. My whole body wanted to refuse. But the thought of going back to that house, of being put in that van like Mansa was worse. I closed my eyes, tears streaming down my face, and I nodded. He pushed me against the building and took off my panty. It lasted for a few minutes. Then he looked at me and waved his hand for me to go. I started running again. I ran and ran until I could not run anymore. My clothes were dirty and torn. I was shaking and crying. I had no slippers on my feet. I lost my slippers whilst running and I didn't care. I finally reached the main road. A young woman was selling pure water by the roadside. She saw me and her eyes filled with pity. "My sister, what happened to you?" she asked. I tried to speak, but only tears came out. I managed to tell her a little bit, that I was kidnapped, that I escaped from a bad place. She shook her head with sadness. She gave me a sachet of water to drink and then gave me small money from her sales for transportation. "Go home to your family," she said. I rode in a trotro back to Kumasi. I sat in the bus, barefoot, dirty and shaking. People were looking at me strangely, but I didn't care. I just stared out the window, crying quietly until I fell asleep from exhaustion. I finally returned home. I was traumatized, but I was alive. They asked me what happened, but I couldn't tell them everything. I couldn't tell anyone the whole truth. The shame was too heavy. I never went to the police. I was too scared. I just wanted to forget, but I cannot forget. I also don't know what happened to the other girls. I don't know where Mansa is. I don't know if the other girl who ran with me escaped. Sometimes I have nightmares about the guard and about the black car. I still look over my shoulder whenever I see a black car with tinted windows. My miracle job turned into my biggest nightmare, and I will never be the same again. It has been 6 months now. I still jump when someone knocks on the door. I cannot work in a house that is not my own. The smell of a certain cheap perfume reminds me of Auntie Jane, and I start to shake. I see the job advertisements on Facebook and WhatsApp all the time. They are always there looking so sweet and promising. House help wanted in Accra, good pay, free accommodation, recruiting cleaners for Kuwait or Qatar, easy visa process. We need nannies in Lebanon, high salary. They target young women like me who are desperate. They use our poverty and our hopes for a better life against us. So please, my sisters, my brothers, if you are looking for a job, be careful. If an offer sounds too good to be true, it is probably a lie. A real company will not ask for your phone and ID card and lock you inside a house. A real employer will not tell you not to talk to anyone. What they wanted from us was not cleaning. I was one of the lucky ones who got out. Many others, like Grace and Mansa, were not so lucky. I pray for them every day. Let my pain be your lesson. Do not let your need for a job blind you to danger. The world can be very dark. Please be careful out there. Hey, things are happening. Oh. You just want a good job to feed your family and people are kidnapping you. Please be careful and listen to her. Before you go for any job, research the company name properly. Tell a family member or friend the full address and phone number of where you are going. Never go to a secluded or unknown place for an interview. If your spirit feels worried, listen to it. Always trust your instincts and run. Please be careful out there because a lot of people are doing bad things right now. Take care of yourselves. Let me hear your thoughts down below. And as anyone experienced something like this, leave your thoughts down below. And now, Abi, you know that this is a judgment-free zone. We listen, we don't judge. So please be kind to her in the comment section. And if you've not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for, babe? What are you waiting for? Please come and join the family. Please subscribe and like this video. And don't forget to turn on the notifications so that when I post, you'll be notified immediately. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Okay, I'm done. Bye.